An Anti-War Website Guide 3. Chapter 1. An Anti-War Website Guide. Anti-War Websites 1. evaw.org, Iraqi Veterans Against War. Veteransforpeace.org.uk. 1924.org, 1924, UK Muslim Community News Site on the Iraq Conflict. 9-113HEMOTHELBLACKOPERATIONS.blogspot.com. Actagainstwar.org, Direct Action to Stop the War, Nonviolent Civil Disobedience and Direct Action Against War. activist-trauma.net. ActTogether.org, Act Together, Women Against Sanctions on Iraq, a group of UK-based Iraqi and non-Iraqi women working against war on Iraq. ADL.org, Anti-Defamation. AFSC.org, American Friends Service Committee, multi-faith organization established by the Quakers in 1917, backing peace building, the American Friends Service Committee. Againstbombing.org, Americans Against Bombing, conservative/libertarian coalition opposed to U.S. bombing in the Middle East and Kosovo. AirAmericaRadio.com. AlphaEd.com. Alternate.org. amazing1.com/fire, explosives. Amnesty.org. Antioch.edu/peace/ipraantiwar.com. AmericansWhoTellTheTruth.org. Anti-War Info, Seattle. anti-war.us. antiwar.com. arabhra.org, Arab Human Rights. arta-and-webdesign.com/thinkpeace. artcontext.org/antiwar/index.php. awakenedwoman.com, Awakened Woman, spiritual journal opposing war and celebrating women's power to change the world. opi.com/intelweb. Azam.com, Muslim War. Baha'i.org. Bearwitness.org, Bear Witness, non-affiliated group that holds naked anti-war protests. Basecommunity.org. Beyondwar.org, Beyond War. Bracingviews.comt. Branchnergy.com. BringThemHomeNow.org, Bring Them Home Now. caat.org.uk, Campaign Against the Arms Trade, group working for the reduction and ultimate abolition of the international arms trade. CaliforniaPeaceAction.org. CanamGlobal.com. CarnegieEndowment.org, Carnegie Endowment for International Peace. CarterCenter.org, Carter Center. kct.illinoisstate.edu/sites/tv10wp/tag/anti-war. cdi.org, Center for Defense Information. cfs.colorado.edu/peace/orgs. cgdev.org, Center for Global Development. cgg.ch, Commission on Global Governance. circleway.org. citiesforpeace.org, Cities for Peace, coalition of local elected officials and citizens in U.S. cities encouraging people to email city councils and pass a resolution against the war. Anti-war websites 2. citizen-soldier.org, Citizen Soldier. ClimateCrisisCoalition.org. ClintonGlobalInitiative.org. ClubMadrid.org, Club of Madrid. cnduk.org/welcome.htm, campaign for nuclear disarmament, a nonviolent campaign group working to eliminate nuclear weapons and other weapons of mass destruction. cndyorks.gn.apc.org/caab, campaign for the accountability of American bases, campaign raises public awareness, scrutiny, and accountability of American bases in the UK and opposes weapons of mass destruction. cnvc.org, Nonviolent Communication. codepink4peace.org, Code Pink for Peace, group of women organizing vigils for peace and calling for a campaign of civil disobedience if war begins in Iraq. Anti-war websites 3. colorado.edu/conflict. conflictresolution.org. counterterrorism.com. cr.org, csis.org, cs.uit.no/paald/revenge, cwwg.org, Chemical Weapons Working Group, datec.com.au/Sandlani, devp.org, Canadian Catholics for Development and Peace, embeddedlive.com, emergency.com/cntrter, essential.org, fema.gov/fema/terroref, fenton.com, foreignpolicy.com, comdsd.org, comd, contraryperspective.com, controlarms.org, costofwar.com, counterpunch.org, counterterrorism.com, couragetoresist.org/x, courage to resist, couragetoresist.org, courant.com, cpdweb.org, Campaign for Peace and Democracy, campaign urging people to sign a statement opposing war on Iraq, crabgrassusa.org, Crabgrass USA, crimesofwar.org/index.html, crisisgroup.org, culturacontractalaguerra.org, Cultura contra la guerra, Spanish Artists Against War, dams.org, World Commission on Dams, davidcogswell.com, Headblast, deathandtaxesmag.com, democracyrising.us, departments.washington.edu/antiwar/pnwistery_home.shtml, departments.washington.edu/antiwar/pnwistery_worldwar2.shtml, desert-rescue.org.uk, Operation Desert Rescue, non-affiliated group, set up more than 25 years ago to look at the effects of war on children around the world. DEUTSCHLAND-SAGT-NEIN.DE, No to War Against Iraq, German campaign urging people to send €1 to a special bank account as a vote against a war in Iraq. devp.org, Canadian Catholics for Development and Peace. disabilityuk.com/anti-war-war-politics_links.html, disturbingtrends.tk, Disturbing Trends, doctorswithoutborders.org, Doctors Without Borders, draftresistance.org, draftresistance.org, ducktapforpeace.org, Duct Tape for Peace, a site urging anti-war protesters to express their views with a duct tape ribbon, duct tape bumper sticker, duct tape banner or sign, or by posting a strip or roll of duct tape to George Bush. earthaction.org, earthcharter.org, Earth Charter, earthfuture.com, 101 Ways to Stop the War on Iraq, list compiled by environmental site Earth Future. eclipsereview.org, Eclipse, International Journal of Analysis and Comment with an anti-war focus. educategirls.org, Educate Girls Globally. effectivepeacekeeping.org. electroniciraq.net, Electronic Iraq, a news portal on the US-Iraq crisis published by anti-war campaigners' voices in the wilderness and Middle East. Supplementary news publishers, the Electronic Intifada. EmpireNotes.org, a blog written from Baghdad. msconedonline.com, en.wikipedia.org/wiki/war, en.wikipedia.org/wiki/war_crime, en.wikipedia.org/wiki/warlord, en.wikipedia.org/list_of_war_crimes, en.wikipedia.org/wiki/suppression_of_dissent, en.wikipedia.org/wiki/Geneva_Accord, en.wikipedia.org/wiki/economic_sanctions, en.wikipedia.org/wiki/financial_sanctions_unknown.wikipedia.org/wiki/embargo, en.wikipedia.org/wiki/anti-war, en.wikipedia.org/wiki/annexation, en.wikipedia.org/wiki/military. Anti-war websites for en.wikipedia.org/wiki/insurgency. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/oppression. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/terrorism_the_United_States right parenthesis. english.illinois.edu/maps/vietnam/antiwar.html. epa.gov/osw/non-has/industrial/medical/tracking.htm. epic-usa.org, Education for Peace in Iraq, organization dedicated to improving humanitarian conditions in Iraq and defending the human rights of the Iraqi people. epsusa.org. esbarmiru.lv, Esbarmiru, Latvian anti-war group whose name means I am for peace. everyonecounts.org.uk, Everyone Counts, mass letter writing campaign against war. filmsite.org/warfilms.html. firethisTime.org, The Fire This Time, audio project, a record of the fate of Iraq. fletcher.tufts.edu/cci, Cultural Change Institute. foodnotbombs.net, Food Not Bombs, volunteer organization dedicated to nonviolence. Forum. forusa.org, Fellowship of Reconciliation USA, nonviolent interfaith group set up in 1915. Forward.com. Fundforpeace.org, Fund for Peace. futureworld.dk/society/books/nonviolence.htm. getpeaceful.org. getpeaceful.org/antiwar/directory.php. globalactionpw.org, Global Action to Prevent. globalcitizenjourney.org. globalpeacefoundation.org. globalpolicy.org/security/issues. ofer.well.sf.ca.us/publications/online-zine/terror. gregpalast.com. gwu.edu/nsa National Security Archive. globalpolicy.org/woodcourt/index.htm. globalresearch.ca. globalsolutions.org, Citizens for Global Solutions. gppi.net/about/background, Global Public Policy Institute. grandmothersforpeace.org, Grandmothers for Peace International. greenleft.org.au, Green Left Weekly, Australian magazine with anti-war stance. greens.org.nz/campaign/peace, Just Peace Campaign, New Zealand Green Party anti-war campaign. gssa.ch, Group pour un Swiss sans armes, the movement for the abolition of the Swiss Army wants to abolish the Swiss Army and replace national service with a voluntary, peaceable alternative. Also opposes war on Iraq. gwi.org.uk, Gloucestershire Weapons Inspectors, newly formed group trying to eliminate weapons of mass destruction from Gloucestershire. Halliburtonwatch.org, Halliburton Watch. HaloUSA.org, organization that removes landmines. Harvard.edu/cfi/pncs/homepage, Program for Nonviolent Sanctions and Cultural Survival, organization that removes landmines. Anti-war websites 5. Harvard.edu/cfi/pncs/aei, Albert Einstein Institute. Heroes.net/content. history.com/topics/Vietnam-war/Vietnam-war-protests. historylearningsite.co.uk. hourofTheTime.com. hrw.org, Human Rights Watch. humanshields.org, Human Shield Mission to Iraq, convoy of peace campaigners traveling to Baghdad to act as a human shield. hvmusic.com, Mid-Hudson Valley, Voices for Peace, an activist chorus affiliated with Arts for Peace, is based in Ulster County and serves the Mid-Hudson region. iacenter.org. iaf.gov, Inter-American Foundation. ibc.wstl.edu/ibc/domainform, see who supports rebel websites. ict.org.ilifrc.org/pub/wdr, World Disasters Report. igcc.ucsd.edu/igcc2/igcc menu, global conflict and cooperation. igc.org/coppered, peace research, education, and development. igc.org/pbi, Peace Brigades International. icbl.org. igc.org/coppered, Peace Brigades International. igcc.ucsd.edu/igcc2/igcc menu, global conflict and cooperation. insuri.ulst.ac.uk, conflict resolution. imtd.org, Institute for Multi-Track Diplomacy. insuri.ulst.ac.uk/cds/countries, world map of international conflicts, from INCOR. insuri.ulst.ac.uk. indibuddy.org/antiwar, the SF Bay Area Independent Media Center.